Hi there. Our next guest we have is Matt Spezia. He is with Poetry for Personal Power, also known as P3. He is a seven-time national winning slam poet. He has a theater background. He does mentor work at Highland Park with youth. You've helped build like three stages here in Topeka. You've got a background actually working, which I just learned with a recording agency, but then doing some video work and things like that. But then decided to come here really to follow your passion and to get active and work with P3. Is that correct?
Absolutely. My artistic background really started with debate and forensics in high school, and really loved it. And I had events happen to me that pushed me in this direction. And like you said, I walked away from a long-term record deal to do this. This is what art is to me. This is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be about connection and building a community, and that's why I'm here. I want to continue to do that, and that's
Obviously.
always been the goal.
Well, and I want to thank you. I've said this before, but I want to say it again. I'm so excited to now be a little bit more of an organized partner, if you will, or advocate for P3, for Poetry for Personal Power. And part of that is not only spreading and sharing the message, but giving a platform for artists to find their own personal power and to have that platform, that atmosphere, that arena, that stage to share that message. By sharing that message, all of us can learn from that. We can learn, really our mental health, our psyche, to be able to focus, to be able to handle day to day things better, and also to be able to build stronger communities overall. One of the
Absolutely.
things that Matt has connected me with, which is so great, and I mentioned earlier, is that they're helping sponsor these virtual house concerts. In order to do that, however, because money doesn't grow on trees, I wish it did, because then I just go out back, right? But to do that, of course, there's grants and stuff. And so there is a link down below, and then I will also email it out to everybody. And there is a survey, and the survey is going to ask you questions about how you felt right before this concert, this event, and then how you feel right after. So if you would just take 5 minutes, it's anonymous, it's online. If you just please would fill that out for me, that would be great. I don't know the results. It doesn't matter. But they need
Yep.
that information and they take it, right?
Yep, it's completely anonymous. The closest thing we ask you on an identifier is ethnicity, how you identify with your gender, and then your zip code. And the zip code is just to confirm that this is happening in Kansas. We don't ask you for an address or anything like that. It all gets put into a big spreadsheet. And we're able to see how these programs help you. Like, the more information you give us, not only the more events that we can sponsor, but we can start tailoring them even better to start fitting your needs. When you people experience this stuff, when you guys come to this stuff and go out into your community and build like this, everything that you attribute to these positive aspects, that's what our program is. We see these positive aspects and we understand how to apply them and make stuff like this happen. We're very proud to be able to sponsor these house concerts and similar events, and especially Carice with her dedication to the community. I've told her before in confidence, but when I first came to Topeka, one of the first things that really let me know what was kind of happening around town was 785 magazine, and it was one of the first things that really connected me to the community to start getting me outside of just the campus. So I appreciate you doing this and being able to sponsor you and these events. It's exactly what we're here for. We're trying to make
Well,
more of awesome people happen.
thank you, and thank you for sharing that. It's always really nice to hear. 785 started in 2006, so we've been around for 13, going on 14 years, and that was the impetus for starting that. And so I'm glad to hear that it resonated with you. So you pre-recorded your piece. We're having great connection right now, but we haven't had the best some of the nights, so we pre-recorded your piece. So we're going to play that and then jump back and we can do a quick Q&A. But really quick before we do that, I'm a numbers gal. Can you share with everybody, because I loved it, the impact, the events and some of the statistics of P3 the last year?
Yeah, absolutely. So we work with 79 artists and 109 advocates throughout our programmatic history. We serve populations all over Kansas with the program that I'm in charge of, but we're also in Missouri and Colorado doing great things there, and we are building our chapter out in Tennessee. Our main goal is to show you guys that trauma, it's temporary, but it's also transformative. You can take these traumatic events and you can find your personal power out of them. And when you've discovered that, you can really change the world. You can change yours, you can change the person standing next to you, and you can contribute to your community as a whole. It's all about finding out exactly what you are and how you can benefit into this world. Don't allow labels to put you into a corner. Be the best version of yourself. We all exist on a spectrum, and we all need to be here more for each other, giving us the tools for resiliency, the tools that allow us to make those changes. We don't just want you to sit there in your diagnosis and be, I take my pill, I be okay. That's not enough. We want you to be able to change your life. We want you to be able to start building outwards from that. So, in that vein, please be involved with P3. Be involved with your advocates, your artists, your sponsored people in your area. We have the tools. We want to help you be the best version of you, however that may manifest.
Wonderful. Thank you. And I just put a link right there to P3 that's directly to their website, but I'll also email it and put it there. So without further ado, I am going to share this wonderful performance piece that you did, that you recorded for us. And then we'll come back and we will chit chat with you afterwards.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome to the modern fall of Rome. You, my country, have officially asked the question, just how long can you firmly rest your foot on our neck? Begged the question, literally begged for the rights of others, watching so-called patriots champion nationalism, leaning further and faster towards fascism. I'ma call it out, and you can fight me. I am armed with history and contemporary knowledge. I've not just seen the writing on the walls, but in books, but that would involve reading. And the base of my enemy loves the poorly educated, but not the prefix. Let me explain this. Welcome to the modern fall of Rome. We used to fight wars against poverty. Now we fight wars against poor people. Other nations laughing openly, saying, oh, those poor people. You elected hatred in the guise of greatness. You are not alone. You've merely repeated history. You've done what those that know not are doomed to. No wonder the love for the status of the basest mind turned to basic minds, driven by the fear of the other. Our melting pot has been repossessed, clamped up in its billions for bonds, claiming its continued crusade for freedom while repeating the mistakes in the name of defense contractor markets. Continue the corruption. No taxation without representation. Explain how this policy of bleeding people on your front line, screaming support them till they come home, while having it as one of the few paths to prosperity purposely left to the disenfranchised, is not actively saying, kill them, or we will kill you. How is it not? Or maybe the foreign policy is too closely linked to the nationalism hidden not so shallowly under its red, white, and blue face paint. Not enough makeup to make up for your taint. This system says we can't afford you. You are a burden on the richest, but still pay your taxes. Buy with unending consumerism. If you don't, we'll scream communism. Helping the people and not corporations. That's blasphemy and heresy. Burn the witch. Oh, the hypocrisy. But we're on a path to thought crime. Change a national anthem from don't tread on me to just tread lightly. We would like some air, but you really don't care if we can't breathe. You made that perfectly clear. Dear America, I once wrote you with hope. Now you exist only in the black mirror. But they said Disney is a fantasy. Well, this seems all very topsy-turvy. Pro-life sacrifices hundreds of thousands for the market, not a single tear. Time's up. Unless you have a D next to your name, then it's politically convenient to shut up. Not a single tear. Land of the free, more of us in prison than any other nation on earth, no tears. Bellowing and chanting in chorus, we're number one, USA, with nothing to support it. You're not even the richest, and nest nuclear bombs have replaced the dollar. Congratulations, you have the most capacity to destroy the earth. Oh, is that not what you meant by trickle-down economy? Lady Liberty is weeping. This is the product of your ideology. Of 72 countries, you're 40th in math, you're 25th in science, 24th in reading. Maternity mortality is at 46th. 57% higher child mortality than the others. 42nd in life expectancy. 22nd in trade. But first in military spending, first in prisoners, and first against going against your own self-interest. You, the people, have bent over on your knees to be the table that the billionaires play real-life Monopoly atop of. You must stand up. You have to stand up. I thought these colors don't run. You look pretty afraid now. Welcome to modern day, the fall of Rome. You have both. You have both chosen it. Chosen it. Chosen it.
Wow. Wow. I feel like I'm going to stand up. I'm going to stand up while we pull you back here on screen. Definitely want to hear about where all of that came from. So I apologize here. I'm just pulling him back up here. That's my bad. Let's see. Oh, I think you just got to toggle your video. Not there.
Yeah,
We
it should
go.
be. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I think we
Okay.
had this issue last time. Let me try. Oh, let me try your video again. Let's see. Well, we can hear you. So
Yeah,
get
that's
back
cool.
to you. Okay, you wrote to America at one point. So did you really write to America, or is that this? Or tell me about
Um,
when it's
yeah, so there is a piece from my previous album called Dear America, and it was written kind of diametrically opposed to what this is. We've let's let's be honest about it. We've made choices in this country. We hide what our history was. We change it. We whitewash it. We look at other countries and we scream these ingrained, socialist, communist things, and it's like we're the only country that doesn't have some of this stuff. And I don't. It's a responsibility as somebody who's been given a microphone to try to expose people to these ideas, to try to make them think about these things. Like, I mean, all you have to do is look at how quickly the economy slowed down. It's us that's driving it. It's our labor that's driving this stuff, and the inequalities that exist within this country are solvable. Just so many people are complacent with the status quo that um, it's it's important as somebody who has a microphone to try to inspire different, to try to inspire something that's not complicity.
it's a responsibility too. And maybe you said that it's a responsibility I take really, to heart. Having 785 magazine, it's not just my voice; it's multiple people's. We have over 40 contributors that all have day jobs and do their thing, and they contribute to 785 because of their love. But I think it's a responsibility and an opportunity, like I have, with that platform. And so I appreciate and hear you, with that. I think that some of our leaders need to be cognitive of the power that they have on that platform and what they are saying, and then others really finding their voice and speaking up and saying their truth and saying what we need to hear.
Exactly. To quote our founder at P3, you have to speak truth to power. You have to be willing to change the systems. And sometimes that takes different roles. And I encourage anyone who feels frustrated in this climate, find out how you can get involved with your community. Be that voice, be that artist, be that advocate, be that peer, be that person who gives hands up, not handouts. Let's come together. Let's all lift each other up. It's like this entire world is driven on our ability to do this. It's not some stock price. And if you think it's some stock price that's driving the economy, may I point out that 16 million people filed for unemployment. Dow Jones had its best week since 1938. It's like it's us. We're the ones doing this, and we have the ability to change it. You have to find your personal power, make that difference, be a more resilient community. The stronger our minds are, the stronger our ability to change things is. It comes down to
Absolutely. Thank you for those words and just reiterating that. And I would add the fact that I'm a big believer in niche and I'm a big believer in community, and it does start with one, and then one person with you, right? In one block or one neighborhood or one organization. And when we talk about, when you talk about even just the money, for example, we're here, we help our neighbors, right? So if we're buying local, then we're spending low, all of these things are in tangent, but it really does start with the one person. And you've said something, I can't remember, then the one follower, and
Yeah, there's a big concept with social in general, just people. The first person to do something is looked at weirdly. Like, let's take the example. If I'm dancing crazily and I got some music playing, that's just one person, and I'm looked at a little bit strangely. But the first person that joins me, okay, now I got a follower. Now other people are like, okay, that person's not alone. The first follower is going to allow other people to come with you. And all of a sudden, one person dancing crazily on the side of the street is now a group of people having a great time.
as a
Like,
group of people dancing and celebrating life.
exactly. It's like never discount the ability of the first follower.
That's wonderful. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time always. I'm going to take your thing, and it's a team effort, right? Teamwork.
Yes, always.
And just remember, we're going to get on with our other guests for the evening, but that survey I'm going to email out to you. Please, please, please fill it out. Check out their website. It is so cool. They're doing amazing, amazing things. There's ways that you can get involved as well. And if you want, this is my plug. If you want more information, you can just let me know or email Matt. So thank you for performing and being here, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, thank you for having me, and continue to be awesome, everyone. It is you guys who are going to get us through this, us together. Thank you so much, Creeth.
Thank you. We'll see you later. Next up, we've got Riley Voth. Riley's a dear, dear friend of mine. Gosh, he has actually played 3 house concerts, like legit in my house concerts. While I'm getting him set up, I'll play a little music and show a few videos of him, just kind of an intro. And then we're going to jump over into his house with his fiance, Sarah. They're going to perform for us in front of their fireplace. So I got to get my fireplace scene set as well. They're over in Kansas City, and I'm glad to have them. So thank you. Let me pull them right up here.